Hello, you, Internet, Roshi, me, Lyney, Lynette, character demos. Let's do it.
Magic is an art of performance, but before the performance begins, a little preparation is needed. Welcome to Lyney and Lynette's Magic Show! Which is real, and which is an illusion? Take a guess, because our next trick is about to begin. Let's get this show on the road. Step right up. This has been Lyney and Lynette's Magic Show. Thanks for watching.
It's just a rehearsal, you know? Aren't you overdoing it?
It's the only way to iron out the wrinkles. Well, Freminet, what do you think?
I think it was excellent. If I had to make a suggestion, how about giving Pear a part in the show?
Oh man, love it. So once again, Hoyoverse knocking it out of the park with these. Lyney's demo was awesome. His teaser was great. Everything he's been in has been really good so far. I love this character. I love the showmanship that he has. He has a lot of charisma, and he puts his all into everything he does. Even Lynette has, you know, a little commentary in this saying, "Why do you go so hard? This is just a practice." But he likes staying on his toes. He likes keeping up the craft by always doing the best he can possibly do, even if it's just a simple practice. I like that we had Lynette in here, even Freminet as well. I imagine the thing that Freminet was referring to at the end was his little robo penguin, which is cool. The music was just groovy from start to finish. Love this kind of music. I love this jazz. I liked it with Yelan's trailers. Lyney and Lynette have the same kind of feel going on with theirs. I've reacted to other content such as the Lackadaisy cats, that 1950s time period where they had the speakeasies and the underground jazz music, and I just love that feel, that vibe that comes with it. Even when they're not performing, they're still doing these little magic tricks. Like Lynette here, I said before, she's asking Lyney like, why are you going so hard? It's just practice. Meanwhile, at the same time she's saying it, she's doing a little bit of a show-offy thing, flipping a card around, pulling the teacup from the card, and taking a sip of it. And then Lyney responds in kind by producing the penguin from another card. It's funny how they kind of have this bickering back and forth with each other. I feel like there's a subtle of like them trying to one-up the other one, not professionally, but more as siblings. And although this was a Lyney character demo, I really do appreciate that they had Lynette and even Freminet in there as well. Now, just looking at some of the things that were said in this, Lyney starts by saying that before a performance begins, a little preparation is needed. Yeah, of course, if you're going to be doing magic tricks, you want to make sure that you have the right tricks with you, that you have knowledge of the correct steps to take, that you've practiced. And then that's what the rest of this is. It's them practicing. And although this might not be a huge thing, because it's kind of common sense that we know that, or at least we speculate that, Lyney is going to have something to do with the Fatui and the main storyline, and I predict that it's going to kind of kick things off. At least when a lot of the drama hits, it's going to be due to Lyney's performance. So to do whatever it is that he's going to do within the story, I'm sure there's a big plan. There's been a lot of preparation involved for that. I really like his animations, his style of combat in general, slinging the cards around. He kind of does a weird phase or vanishing trick, like replacing himself with the card and reappearing. His animations in general are really cool. Which is real, which is an illusion. I mean, with these kind of things, they want to always keep you on your toes. They want to keep you guessing. Lyney has said multiple times that tricks and magic are just lies and that they're illusions and so on. So this can even be like, we've showed you so many things. Can you guess what's real and what's not real? This can be for their show, and this can also be for the story itself. For example, when we look at trailers, such as the version trailers, they edit everything together in a way where you're not going to know the full story by looking at it. Or at least you shouldn't know the full story just by a single viewing of this trailer. Because it's taking bits and parts of everything, and it's making it seem like one thing, possibly over the other things it could possibly mean. I fell victim to this when watching, I think, the 3.0 trailers. Maybe it was the 2.0 trailers. Because I speculated almost too much, and I was kind of linking things together that weren't necessarily connected. So this here could possibly just be a reminder of that. And I do like this room that they're in. I remember when watching the 4.0 stream that they talked about this building, this room in particular, and that these two would have their magic show within this place. That you can go here and possibly see them perform in the story or something. Maybe that's how you meet these characters. However, when they are performing, there's this Vegas spectacle imagery going on with all these neon flashing lights and the cards flying in everywhere and the groovy jazz music. Is this just kind of how Lyney himself imagines it? Of course, it's just visually impressive and fun for the sake of the trailer, but I'm wondering if Lyney within his own mind has like a much bigger imagination for when he does do his craft. Not saying that they don't perform on a bigger stage, but here it looks like they're clearly in the middle of a lobby versus the times when we've seen them on stage doing things. But I believe they mentioned that it is pretty clear that these guys have made a name for themselves, that they are a pretty big deal in Fontaine. So maybe this is just where they practice versus maybe where they go at some point in the story to actually perform to a larger audience. Possibly when there's a court case happening and they do that kind of performance. Which I'm really interested to see on how that actually plays out and how that ties into their justice system. It'll be interesting for sure. Last thing I want to do before I move on to Lynette, I want to see the description here. The Great Magician's hat is said to be deep enough to hide anything. Whoa, that's amazing. How on earth did you do that? Just at that moment, the unmistakable sound of a meow resounding for all to hear, almost resembling a chuckle. I mean, come on! Once again, Cheshire cat reference. He's got the trick and the move with the cat and his hat thing. I've already talked about in the teaser. I recommend you go watch that if you haven't already. How on the back of his cards, which we also see in this, is the silhouette of a cat face with the grin and the tear mark on the face, which resembles, you know, his face. And there's... It makes sense. It just... I already explained it. You can go... Yeah. Cheshire Cat's a trickster, does things with illusions, laughing mischievously. I mean, clear as day. I do like how they all have their own little thing here. Lyney's got the cat in the hat with a hat, the little mechanical penguin toy, and that's so cute. And then Lynette kind of has like a Jack-in-the-Box cat with a frowny face. It's all very cute. All right, let's watch Lynette's. Hey there. I couldn't help but notice that you haven't subscribed yet. What's up with that? It's kinda embarrassing. Don't worry, it looks like this. I hope you can find it. Thanks, I appreciate it.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. I am Lyney's magic assistant, and if you have work-related inquiries, please ask Lyney. If you have questions related to seeing a magic show, please ask the ticket office. Seems Lyney is saying some strange things again. It's really worrying. I can see the conditions for victory now. Zip on them! Over here! After the sun goes down, the desires hidden in people's hearts will rise to the surface. Let the magic begin! Let me take the heat.
Why don't you let me take the stage?
Yes, take me with you.
Evening shows are spectacular. Should I reserve a ticket for you?
Okay. For one, I like Lynette. I like her design, super cute. She's black, white, and then has the bluish teal, which is a good match for Lyney's black, white, and red maroon color scheme. I like her animations, her moves with her saber, her flourishes, her flips that she's doing, all very smooth. I also like the shadow dash that she has. It's super cool. And overall, her personality, where she's not as charismatic as Lyney. Not saying she doesn't have charisma, because she definitely does, at least when she's on stage performing. But when she's not, she's very much to the point and not putting on an act and just giving you the straight up answer. Meanwhile, you have Lyney, who is always the showman, right? He's always putting on a show for people. He's always trying to win your favor. She's just telling you what and how it is. I'm Lyney's assistant. If you have any business inquiries, go talk to Lyney. If you want to buy a ticket, you go to the ticket booth. Lyney's saying some strange things. It's kind of worrying. It's a little weird. I just feel like she's very relatable. She's a good contrast to Lyney in that way, because Lyney, although is doing tricks and illusions right in front of you, big and loud, she's doing a lot of setup, and because she is so just natural all the time, maybe you don't expect things that she has in store, that she is planning. I can see the conditions for victory now. This line here tells me that she is very observant. She's watching and prepping for the next step. This sheet, this blanket of sorts that we see in her animation, where she throws it in front of her as a distraction and then has like a surprise attack once she's finished doing her twirl and all that stuff. And here on her splash page, flowing a little bit like a crescent shape, like a crescent moon, maybe? I don't know, that could be a stretch. I wouldn't put it past them to do that intentionally either. Now that I think about it, there was a quote with her graphic in the 4.0 trailer that was talking about the glimpses of the moon. Something like that. And at the time, I thought it meant tranquility. And this was before I knew the references that the moon was tied to lies and illusions. Once I start playing Genshin and learn more, I think I'm gonna have to make a video about the moon itself and just go off, because there's a lot. There's a lot. Even in other videos that I haven't posted yet, I'm noticing stuff that's talking about the moon all the time. All the time. But Lynette's cool. I'm really happy that I believe you get her for free. After a certain rank. I don't know. Of course, I'd have to play and see if I like her play style and all that stuff, but I love her aesthetic. See all this clockwork stuff? She's running and it's an upside down shot, and you have the moon here again, and she's in her shadow dash state, which is, I guess, an illusion in and of itself. There's so much. I also like in this one as well that they include Lyney and Freminet, you know, the siblings. Just like they did in Lyney's trailer. It's pretty cool. And let's see. There was a thing that she said, I'll take the heat, and then Lyney says, I'll take the stage, or let me take the stage. And Freminet is saying, yes, take me with you. It could just be banter that they say in combat when they're just doing things. But I also feel as if it could maybe resemble a little bit of their relationship, where Lynette is used to kind of being in the shadows, not being in the forefront, but perhaps there's occasions where she feels like, no, let me do it, let me take responsibility, let me help. And then Lyney being Lyney is like, no, I got this. I got the stage. This is I'm in my place. This is cool. And then Freminet wants to continue to help and be included. You know, take me with you. Let me be a part of this. Once again, like I said before in Lyney's trailer, kind of like that sibling trying to kind of outdo each other a little bit, but also be supportive. Yeah, there could be some of that going on. Evening shows are spectacular. I mean, Lynette, we see her in shadows. We see her in a lot of nightscapes. I feel like a lot of Lynette's shots were when it was dark out versus Lyney's mostly being out during the day. Lynette's just a night person. Once again, another relatable thing. Cute, lovely design, relatable personality. She's gonna be fun. In a gift box that appeared out of nowhere, something seems to be moving, making you want to lift the lid to find out what's inside. Keep your eyes open. Don't get fooled. The cat might not be inside, but instead lurking in the corner and awaiting its prey. She's Schrodinger's cat. Oh my god. Jokes aside, this is very interesting and it's making me think of the 4.0 trailer. Within the trailer itself, there's a part of their magic show where Lynette does some escape artist stuff. She has to escape a case of water, or theoretically drown. However, we see that the trick looks like it goes wrong, or there's some suspenseful moment. Maybe this is a callback to that, illusions versus the reality of the situation, where my prediction is that they made it in the trailer look super suspenseful and that there's a problem and, you know, something terrible happened and it just went wrong, right? Whether or not it's exactly related to that scene that we were shown, that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. There's going to be a magic trick that goes wrong. And the concern is going to be, what happened to Lynette? Oh my god, this is terrible. But in reality, it's part of the bigger picture that Lyney and Lynette are working for the Fatui, and this is a setup for something greater. So Lynette and Lyney are in on it. So there's the idea of, look at this box, it's distracting, right? You want to go open this lid, you want to see what's in the box, you want to solve the mystery, you want to see what's actually happening over here. Meanwhile, you're really just being watched the entire time by the people responsible for it in the first place. I'm calling it. There's going to be some mysterious thing involving Lyney and Lynette, and it's going to look bad, and you're going to be accused, and it's going to kick off all the drama. Meanwhile, Lyney and Lynette are going to be 100% fine because it was all part of the trick for the bigger picture of whatever the Fatui is doing. So I think this description is in reference to that. I'm so happy that I got to see these, and it's just felt so good to be caught up for the most part and witnessing all this stuff as it comes out and just seeing the community come together, watching everything. It's been a great time for Genshin, and I'm so glad that I'm a part of it. Am I a part of it? Am I in, guys? Am I cool? But seriously, being a part of this and you coming to watch my videos and engaging in the chat and liking the videos and subscribing to my channel really does mean a lot, and that motivates me just to work harder and do more. So thank you for supporting me and helping me do this at all. And if you're here right now, then somewhere in the comment section down below, within your message, leave the word feline. And that way I will know that you are indeed a real one. Thanks again. And until next time, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later.